ジアスレチックのアンディ・マッカロー記者が米ポッドキャスト番組ファウルテリトリーに出演し、野球界最高の先発投手をランク付けした2026MLB エースプロジェクトを解説。番組ではランキング上位の投手たちが一人ずつ取り上げられ、その流れの中で話題が山本由伸投手に及ぶと、 MC の一人が山本はエースではないと断言。これに対し出演していた米記者はすぐさま異を唱え、昨年山本投手が見せた実績を挙げながら強く反論しました。その模様を日本語字幕付きでご紹介しますので、ぜひ最後までご覧ください。
I want to ask you about your article, the 2026 ACES project. MLB insiders rank starting pitchers. Who's just a guy and who is number one? You collaborated on this. Tell us more about the rankings, my friend.
Sure. Thank you, Alana. I also prefer my wife to me. Yeah. So for the past 7 years now with my colleagues at The Athletic, we've been trying to kind of do this project of just to determine who are the best pitchers in baseball. And so I do it these days with Will Salmon and Sahadev Sharma. And we basically have a pool of 20 executives, scouts, analysts. We try and kind of have a diverse array of opinions, and we send them a list of pitchers. This year it was 90 pitchers. And we just kind of ask, for them to put a scouting grade 1 through 5, on each guy. And it takes a lot of time on their end. And so we really appreciate it. And, the idea is you come out with okay, if you get 20 people, who work in baseball, right? How many of them, how many pitchers are unanimously number one? So does everyone we can find, is considered an ace? And this year we had, 2. It was Tarek Skubal and Paul Skeens. Not a shock, I think, to anyone. Skubal was unanimous last year as well. Skeens was 1 vote short, maybe. But it's just it's a really interesting way to kind of just try and rank pitchers, to think about how, scouts and executives see them, and to just, try and find a consensus, basically.
Okay, so you compiled all this information. Where are your rankings? Are you a Alana Rizzo big pile of aces, or are you a Eric Kratz? There's not many aces in the game.
Yeah, I'm a small ace guy, or a small haul guy, whatever. Yes, I'm on your side, Kratzy.
Large ace, small aces.
Yeah, and this whole project kind of morphed out of this dinner we used to have at spring training 10 years ago, where a bunch of writers would get around and argue about this. And there was aces, there's number 2s, there's number 3s, number 4s, whatever. And I created this category called applicants, which is basically if you pitch like an ace for a season, you are formally applying to become an ace. And so, you kind of have to do it again, right? You can't just be great for 1 year and then all of a sudden you're a number one. The whole point of being an ace is there's a track record of sustained success. And so, from my personal rankings, which is worth what I charge from them, the 3 aces in baseball are Skubal, Skeens, and Garrett Crochet, and Yoshinobu Yamamoto and Christopher Sanchez are applicants for the 2026 season. And then I would also have the caveat that with a season of good health and performance, Garrett Cole and Zach Wheeler are automatically recertified as aces.
This is unbelievable.
Andy, you and I are so locked in. I love this, but we need to solidify your list of aces, because my argument is there is 6 to 8 aces. I wouldn't say 6 to 7 because of the kids today, but
there you go.
6 to 8 aces in the game at any time. So I put together my list, and I want you to break it down, because I completely agree. Yamamoto's a no, because I'm black and white. He's a no. I love your applicants. I love that. I love that
how is he a no? How is he a no?
Dodgers,
no,
please.
No, it has nothing to do with Dodgers. It has nothing to do with Dodgers. He was the World Series MVP. How is he a no? He's the only starter for the Dodgers that pitched every time the ball was given to him, the only one on the IL. How is he not an ace? If Shohei wasn't on that list and he didn't even pitch last year, how is Yamamoto not an ace?
Well, so it's not
love him.
It's not, Alana, it's not a talent issue. And again, he's applying. He's putting in a formal application in the 2026 season. But he simply did not. And again, Yamamoto is the greatest pitcher probably in Japanese history. Won the Sawamura 3 times. He's shown what he's capable of these past couple seasons. He's also never thrown 180 innings in a big league season. And that's
So
you kind of got to do that.
Criteria? Like, isn't it somebody that just dominates? Like, tell me again the criteria of what makes an ace.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Supreme Court definition of pornography, I guess. Like, you know it when you see it. I just no, like I think that you need to, be capable of making at least 30 starts, if not more. 180 innings. The more innings, the better. Going deep into games. Look, if Yamamoto does what he did last year again, this year, that'd be crazy because it'd be really weird to see him pitch on game 6 and 7 of the World Series back to back. But like if he puts it together another season, yeah, he gets certified as an ace for me.
Yes. So, okay. So we're on that. That's such a great explanation. I'll tell you when you're out of line. Okay, Andy, but right now you and I, we are, oh wait, no, you're on this side now.
Let's go.
We are together, but so
Southeastern Pennsylvania, stay together.
Yes. Sanchez is a no for me currently. And Crochet, yes. Max Fried, I think, is the most fringe right now. I think he is very fringy in the sense that he has another year like he did last year. He is a yes, but currently not an ace. Bona-fide number 1, though. And I agree with the Wheeler and the
I wouldn't say Max Fried's an ace. I would not say Max. You act like I think everybody's an ace.
We agreed.
I know.
He's not an ace.
Okay, he's not. He's not an ace.
From a scouting perspective, from what analysts and people around the game say about him, he is closer to a number 2 than a number 1. Now, again, being a number 2 is awesome. Like, you're so good at baseball as a number 2 starter. There are plenty of number 2s and number 3s in the Hall of Fame, right? Like, it's not a criticism. There's just like the scouts, they have this sort of scale, and some of it is like, the power of your stuff, your velocity, how many bats you miss, all these sorts of things. And so Fried is like a very, very high end number 2, which like if you said that to him, it'd be like, it would sound insulting, but it's just like, it's sort of like the 20 to 80 scale, right? Like that's just kind of how standard deviations work, I guess.
Yeah, that's tremendous. Again, Andy, you're locked in. I love it. Okay, so I'm going down my list now. I said Sanchez, no. Fried, no. Logan Webb. Logan Webb, to me, is an ace because he's out there. He's done it for years, and that's part of the caveats when I get down the rest of my list. Where do you see Logan Webb on the ace or not ace scale?
Again, it sounds like it's insulting because he is awesome, and he takes the baseball, and no one is better at, picking up innings. He's a number 2, according to what our panelists say. Like they see him as closer to a number 2. That still means he is awesome, and you would love to have him in a postseason situation, and you can build a pitching staff around him. But from the sort of scouting perspective, he's closer to a 2 than a 1.
Yeah.
Based on the parameters. By definition, Andy McCullough, can you have more than one? I mean, you guys only have 2, Tarek, Paul Skeens. Can you have more than one ace on the same team?
Oh yeah, for sure. And we only had 2. We had 2 unanimous aces in our poll. Okay. We have the grading system that we had said there were 5, and they included Crochet, Yamamoto, who the public agree, or the people around the game agree with you, Alana, about Yamamoto, that he's number 1, and Christopher Sanchez was just kind of just over the line from our sort of system that we use. So those 5 were right there, and then with I believe Fried and Webb were right on the other side of the line in terms of trying to decide it. So yeah, you can have multiple number 1s. Like it's not it's like a binary question. It's like, are you or aren't you? It's not where you fit in a rotation. It's just like, do you have these sort of set of skills? So like when, Justin Verlander and Max Scherzer played together with the Tigers, that sort of thing, like they were both number 1s.
All right, I have one more, but I forgot the comment about Logan Webb. To me, I thought Logan Webb was a 1. And then when he took his strikeouts to where he took them last season, I felt like that vaulted him into the ace category. But my last one for you, how close or what kind of season does Hunter Brown need to have to be considered an ace in your book?
Yeah, I think I was a little surprised at how few people we got for him put the asterisks that we ask, for the applicant status. So it's like we ask him, it's like, hey, put a scouting grade on this guy. If he's not yet a 1, but you think he could become a 1, throw an asterisk. So like Nolan McClain gets a bunch, Jacob Mizorowski, Yuri Perez, like all those guys. And Hunter Brown didn't get as many despite having, like, I think he had a 2.5 ERA last year, really good peripheral numbers. And I think, I guess the scouting belief is that he might be closer to capped as a number 2, which again, like, it makes it sound bad. It's not. Like, you can make hundreds of millions of dollars and win the World Series and be awesome for many, many years. If your strikeout rate is like slightly too low from the scouting perspective, you don't fit the characteristics or whatever. I don't know. But for me, like, if he were to do what he did last year again, I might feel silly for not having granted him an application. He probably should be an applicant the more I think about it. But, we're just going to have to let the year shake out and see how embarrassed I should be about these opinions.
Yeah, the application, unbelievable. Seeing Shohei Ohtani's name on anything that tier 3 is giving me massive agita, but that's fine. I understand he hasn't done it for an entire year and all of that. Yamamoto started in 30 games last year, guys, and he was the World Series MVP.
最後までご覧いただきありがとうございました。今回の動画についてどういう感想を持たれましたか？ぜひコメント欄で意見や感想をお聞かせください。チャンネル登録やグッドボタンを押していただけると励みになります。それでは次回の動画でお会いしましょう。